I'm going to get this scripture here. 1 Corinthians 14:38. But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. Right. Keep that in the forefront of your mind. It's almost like you have to have an alarm in your head to know when to back off. Some brothers are very, I know me myself, I'm a very persistent kind of a guy, you know, you know, and all glory, honor, praise to Yahawah Shem Shai, that it's that persistence is directed in the truth and in this life-giving word. So you know, you gotta know when to. This is always on my mind. It's been on my mind for a while. You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them. As they say in the world, know when to walk away. So, and and if you don't, the Lord's gonna show you who's in control. Because family, a lot of your family's just not gonna get it. Luke 12:53, the father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. So in these times of confusion, massive confusion, there's going to be a lot of division, especially the brothers in this truth, and their families, which we know that the real family are the men that are doing the Lord's work. That's your real family, but you know what I mean. Your father may not understand what you're doing, where you're coming from. They're not going to fully get it, most of them. So, I got another Proverbs 25:28. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So we gotta harness our own spirit. We're very passionate about this truth, about the truth. But when it comes to dealing with Jake out there, you gotta be. You really have to be on your own. You gotta be in control of your own spirit so that it doesn't go too far. And things like I say, party moments, things like that, where you may be on some yayan. Those things can get they can get out of hand. So I got Proverbs 20:1. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. So if you're deceived, that strong drink can't rage you out. Wine can't make you a mocker or make you be mocked. Then you're deceiving yourself. These things they alter your perception of things sometimes. They can accelerate and exaggerate things. So be careful, brothers. And finally, this is book of Luke chapter 8, 18 and 9, and this is speaking on, this is a parable. This is Yahawah speaking. And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. So be careful about, feeling yourself like you might get a little overzealous on getting down on Jake because he's not getting it, and really, we're not looking for just the average Israelite. We're looking for the elect. So it really just comes down to just controlling your own spirit. But the fact of the matter is being careful about these situations that you're in, how they can easily, they're like a slippery slope. You can slip into a hole of self-righteousness in a way, trying to make a point, and then you find yourself using the truth to make that point because we're steeped in the truth. It's just in us. And then you find yourself trying to convince a certain person, getting trapped into in a spot of trying to convince a person, and better than that, but due to the environments and things that you may be indulging in, and emotions, women, things can get out of hand. So continuing on, this is Luke 18 and 10. 2 men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself: The Most High, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. Verse 12, I fast twice in the week. I give tithes of all that I possess. And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, The Most High, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For every one that exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. And there's truth in knowing all of these things and meanings of words, and it could quickly inflate you, man. It can inflate you in an instant if you're not careful and you're not circumspect of your own spirit. And we're coming into those times where we really have to kind of step it up, level up, and be a guide and a rock for those who are coming in, and for those who need to be guided. And And with that, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the men of Great Millstone. Hopefully this was edifying. I pray. Shalom.